Appetizer of pretzels from the Pretzel Company. Summertime is just those nostalgic foods that we love, and one of those summertime treats at the ball games, at the fairs and the carnivals, or even just on a regular Tuesday is a soft baked pretzel. This gives you that hand-twisted, chewy on the inside, golden brown on the outside, individually wrapped soft pretzel from the Pretzel Company, a family-owned company that come to us from York, Pennsylvania, which is known as Pretzel Country. You're going to get 6 of these very large 6-ounce pretzels, and you'll get your choice of dip. So you either will get a cheese dip or a mustard dip for under $30. It works out to $4.83 per pretzel, and that is not including the dip. So that's a wonderful price, because if you go to the ballpark or you go to the carnivals, you're paying a lot more and you're not getting that authentic, wonderful taste from York, Pennsylvania. Jackie Grant is here with us. She's a food blogger, a recipe creator, and she is a food photographer as well. And she brings us just wonderful foods. Jackie, it's great to see you here. These pretzels are just the best of the best, truly.
Best of the best, absolutely. So we use a basic 6-ingredient formula. So it's flour, salt, yeast, brown sugar, canola oil, and water. That's all we're talking about. And we are creating the most chewy, delicious on the inside and golden brown crust on the outside. This is like an old world recipe for Bavarian pretzels. And it's kind of going to be like your restaurant style pretzel. You know, if you go to think about like Oktoberfest type of a place, or like a beer garden, that's the kind of pretzel that you're getting here. That super golden brown crust on the outside, simple ingredients, and so chewy and soft on the inside. And then, Rachel, we're pairing them with some of our most popular dippers. So we've got a little hot, a little sweet honey mustard, which is Alberti's favorite from what I understand.
Love that.
And then we have our white cheddar, Wisconsin cheddar cheese dip. That is just so incredibly delicious, because what is better than pretzels and cheese?
I love either.
Right?
You can't go wrong. You really can't. So you go with that wonderful kind of honey, sweet and spicy mustard, or you go with that Wisconsin cheese, and that in addition to 6 individually wrapped pretzels that are coming to us bakery fresh. So they're not frozen. They are bakery fresh,
That's right.
Shipped to you. They haven't even been made yet, Jackie, if we're placing our order right now.
That's right.
And these are customer top rated. So for all of our QVC customers who have gotten these home, they've gone back and written reviews, and it's customer top rated. Everyone is absolutely loving these. And Jackie, it just comes down to the simplicity that makes these really, really special.
It's really true, Rachel. I mean, really a great soft pretzel. It's not complicated. It's very simple, but it's really the process. So we're using those pure ingredients, that list of 6 ingredients: flour, water, salt, yeast, canola oil, and a little bit of brown sugar. And then we're cooking these low and slow, so that we've got that beautiful brown crust and that super, super chewy inside. It's what we love most about soft pretzels. And when you're craving a soft pretzel, this is going to hit the spot.
Let's talk about how we should prepare them. So they're going to come to us individually wrapped, and they're going to come at room temperature. So then should I pop them into the freezer?
Right. So we're going to bake them for you after you order them. Then we're going to ship them out to you within 24 hours of baking. Okay, so you can't get fresher than that. They're going to come to you individually wrapped. If you're not going to enjoy them right away, pop them in the freezer. They're going to be good in the freezer for 3 months, up to 3 months.
Great.
Okay? And then when you're ready to enjoy them, this is so simple. You grab your air fryer, your conventional oven, or your toaster oven, heat it to 350, and then you're going to take them out, brush them with a little melted butter. If you're looking to cut calories, you can spray them or brush them with just like a little bit of water. All you really want to do is get a little bit of moisture on them. And then if you like salt, we're going to include a packet of the salt for you, the pretzel salt for you. Then you're going to sprinkle them with the salt, 5 or so minutes in the air fryer or oven, and you've got warm, chewy, freshly baked, delicious soft pretzels. Yes.
Imagine that.
And you're going to receive, so you're going to get your instructions.
Okay.
They're going to come in this super fun box. We love this box, your new favorite soft pretzel. And then you're going to get all of your preparation instructions and your storage instructions there. and your pretzel salt, and they're individually wrapped. So let's say, you know, maybe you've got maybe you're going to watch a baseball game at home, or maybe you're enjoying the outside, you're on your patio, you're by the pool, maybe the kids want a snack, maybe it's movie night or game night, whatever it is. You could be by yourself to enjoy one, or you can grab all 6 and make a bunch. They're really nicely sized. You know, I'm looking at this before I came on air, and I'm like, I don't know if I could finish one of these.
Yeah,
they're
big.
Really large.
Yeah, I really like the idea of just maybe
like even to share.
Yeah, you can share them absolutely and cut them in half and really just kind of pull apart those wonderful kind of golden brown deliciousness that we love in that pretzel dough. And you're getting 6 of them, and your easy pay here is $5.80. So you're looking at under $5 a pretzel. That doesn't even include the dip that's included. And you know the price of these if you go to the ballparks or you go to the carnivals and the fairs. Even if you get the ones that are in the grocery store, they're not done in the same way. There's not that amazing hand-twisted, chewy on the inside, golden brown outside. A lot of times they come pre-salted, so you can't decide the level of salt. These, you can decide the level of your own salt, and you decide, do you want it with that wonderful cheese, that Wisconsin cheese dip, or do you want to go with that mustard option? We're more limited in the mustard option. I also love this as a summer tradition, right? If you get 6 of them, think maybe you spread this out, and over the course of the next 6 weeks when they get home to you, right? Every Friday night, you're going to have pretzel night, right? And you and your partner are going to split one.
I love that.
And then you have a tradition for the summer of the next six weeks. Or if you wanted to have 2 of them, right, the next 3 weeks, right? Have a wonderful, delicious kind of tradition with you and your family. And Jackie, I also love that because there's not salt already on them, we could make my favorite, which would be a cinnamon sugar pretzel too.
So yes, I was going to tell you about that next. So when you get your pretzels, I love a cinnamon sugar pretzel too. So if you're not going to use the salt that's included, so before you're going to bake this, you're going to brush it with the melted butter and do the salt. But if you're going to do a cinnamon sugar, you're just going to pop it in the oven just like this. When it comes out of the oven, that's when you want to do your melted butter and your cinnamon sugar. So, but we include that actually all of it. You don't have to remember any of this. It's going to be all right here for you when it comes to you freshly baked within 24 hours of baking, and you cannot get any fresher than that. All of our pretzels are hand twisted. We really put a lot of care into this. It's not a mass machinery type of a thing. All of our pretzels, that list of 6 simple ingredients, that Bavarian style, that old world method, and then coming straight to you hand twisted within 24 hours of baking.
That's amazing. Jackie, I was lucky enough I can't remember if it was last October or the October before. Oh my goodness, my memory. My sister and I went to Oktoberfest in Germany, and it was amazing.
Oh my
It was so fantastic. And we did we dressed up and we walked around. It was so fun. And we had a pretzel there, right? And I've had the chance to also have these pretzels from the Pretzel Company. And honestly, they are that same quality. You're getting that wonderful freshness, that hand-twisted design that you get, and then that wonderful bite of salt that's there. So you really are getting something truly traditional. The salt is amazing. And I also love when I hear in my ear, I'm hearing updates from, this associate producer picked this up, right? Different people around the studio have been loving this. And that's one of those things that Jackie, our QVC customers, but also our QVC studio team members, everyone is loving this, and that's why it's customer top rated.
Love them so much.
Yeah. They're really great.
So let me talk to you about these delicious dips that you're going to get, this choice of the dips. So like you said, we are born and bred in Pennsylvania pretzel country, which is in York, PA. We do everything there. So let me start with our local partners. So this sweet hot mustard is coming from one of our local partners. It's a delicious, it would be too simple for me to call it a honey mustard. I feel like it doesn't really do it justice. This is a real artisan style mustard. You're gonna love the balance of a little bit of sweet and a little bit of kick. Super fun and perfect for your pretzel. But then, even though we are a local Pennsylvania company, we had to go to Wisconsin for this sharp white cheddar dip because, I mean, if you're talking cheese, you got to go to where the cheese is the best.
True.
So
you really do.
So we went to Wisconsin, and the first ingredient, this isn't a super processed spread. The first ingredient is sharp white cheddar from Wisconsin.
Okay.
So you can enjoy this room temperature, like I have it right now. It's room temperature. It's really nice and creamy. You're going to store it in the fridge, but it's really nice and creamy. You'll see, even if you don't heat it, sometimes we like to heat it up, make it a little bit more of like a kind of like a dip that you bring it out and you see it drip off. Yeah. So you can go either way with the cheddar dip.
And Jackie, I think these pretzels also, you could cut them up and put little toothpicks in them, make these into appetizers if you have people coming over. You can kind of put out your own array of dips and have everyone sort of make their own dips. It's such a wonderful way to just have a great, solid, good base, a nostalgic taste, that 6-ingredient recipe that we love from the Pretzel Company. And then you can really make it your own in a lot of different ways. And I know with these pretzels, there's so many great options, even kind of slicing one side and putting it on a charcuterie board. There's just so many different ways you could use this.
So many different ways. And I love that they're kind of like handheld. They're portable, right? So if your family's over, if friends are over, you know, they're kind of, you know, something that no one has to stand around the countertop to eat. They can kind of grab and go. The kids are out by the pool, if you're at the beach or if you're at the ballpark or whatever it is. But I do want to say, like, I find that when I get pretzels from the ballpark, the crust is never as golden brown and beautiful as I want it to be. The stadium pretzels, listen, I grew up on them because I grew up in Philadelphia, but they are a little slimy on the outside. These are so perfect on the outside. The Pretzel Company has perfected that golden brown crust, and it holds the chewiest, softest interior that you've ever had. I mean, these are the best of the best when you really crave a true Bavarian old world style soft pretzel. Better than this ballpark, better than the stadium. It's all here. And the dipping sauces just kind of like take it over the top.
Yes, it truly does. Oh, so delicious. Right now, the cheese option is more popular, but we do also have that mustard option. You get 6 of them. The mustard is the more limited option. So if that's in your cart, make sure that you start checking out now for that 6 option with the mustard. You can also go 6 with that cheese, and you're just getting that delicious bite, that wonderful pretzel, and they come to you bakery fresh. At the ballpark, you don't know how many times it's been frozen and defrosted and frozen and defrosted. Bakery fresh, the freshest that you can get coming to us, Jackie.
You're going to place that's right. You're going to place your order. We're going to bake them fresh for you, and we're going to ship them. We're going to individually wrap them. Then we're going to place them in this box. You're going to get this box. We love our box. Your favorite new pretzels, and then they're going to come to you like this. If you want to freeze them, go ahead and pop them in the freezer. They're going to stay there for up to 3 months. If you're not going to enjoy them right away, pop them out when you are ready. You can cook these right from frozen. If you want to thaw them for 15 or 30 minutes, then you can do that as well. And then you're just going to moisten them a little bit, whether you're doing it with a little bit of water. I like to do a little bit of melted butter just to add that extra flavor. Sprinkle them with salt if you choose. And in 5 minutes in the oven, they're going to be ready. They're going to be warm and piping hot deliciousness. Best soft pretzel I've ever had. And I know that our QVC customer agrees.
They are so, so good. Under $5 a pretzel, and that doesn't even include the dip. You get all 6 of them, either with the mustard or with the cheese, for $29. And 133722 is your item number. Be one of the customers, customer top rated, who absolutely love these. Thanks so much, Jackie.